right, so one of the things I want to talk about is the importance of what they call taprooting. Okay, and taprooting is when your newest person joins your organization, and it doesn't have to be sponsored by you. It could be many generations down. Get in front of that person, get to know them, build that relationship, build that trust, and help them. Um, and I have a couple of good examples. So one, I sponsored a lady named Audrey Thompson. I don't think Audrey is on here tonight. So I didn't know her. Someone introduced us. I got to know Audrey, helped her, built that trust. She sponsored a lady named Jessica. I did the same with Jessica. She sponsored Sarah, who's on here. I got to know Sarah, great person, help her all the time. And then it continued down the line until many generations deep. I'm still driving that business. Audrey had stepped away, Jessica stepped away for a period of time, but now they're both back in. And they're both back in and was able to jump back in and reach out to us because Kim and myself had built a relationship and have the trust. All right. Then on the other line, I sponsored Susan. Susan sponsored Rodney. I think this is how this goes. Rodney sponsored Tracy. Am I right, Susan?
Casey sponsored Tracy.
Who did?
Casey.
And so is that in Rodney's lineage?
No, Casey's under me. Tracy's my second generation.
Okay, so Susan, I sponsored Susan. Susan sponsored Casey. Casey sponsored Tracy. All right, Tracy sponsored a girl named Kelly, who's been very difficult for us to reach because she's so busy. She is having a drop talk coming up on the 25th, so we're excited about that. But she sponsored a lady by the name of Robin. And we've had a difficult time. Robin, her app doesn't work. Her subscription isn't 100 points. There's just really been not a whole lot of communication. And when there was communication, it's been, she's had problems with Partner Co. Well, Susan put on my radar today, and we've been texting Robin, so we're trying to build this relationship, and this is taprooting. So Susan noticed today that Robin had a lot of single orders for boxes of drops. And so we talked, we said, she doesn't know about buying in bulk. No one's told her because the chain was broken because we couldn't get to Kelly to train her. And then every time we tried to reach with Robin, there's been some problem. So I messaged Robin and said, hey, do you have time to talk today? She said, yeah. So we did talk at 5:30. She had no idea she could buy in bulk to save money. Her subscription, I went in and looked. It was 76 PV. It was one box of drops. I explained to her how she could just add another box and sell it, and she would be commission eligible. So she upped her subscription. And now she's on fire about making money when I showed her how to make money here. But if we weren't taprooting, if I left it up to Kelly to try to train Robin or whoever she brings in, it would never happen. She doesn't have the time. She doesn't have the knowledge. And probably doesn't have the belief in the company yet because she hasn't made that much money. She's just doing a drop talk next week because we told her we need to schedule it. And Robin's ready to do a drop talk after our conversation today. So it takes that somebody has to be the driving force behind the business. When you get new people, you have to invest in them. And that's one of the things I took away from Todd when I first joined. He always told me, anytime you see growth in a business, there's somebody driving it. They're taprooting. He said, without that, the business would dry up. And so I've always remembered that. So if you're been here a while or if you're new here a while, understand this is part of it. You're not going around someone and bypassing them. I think of it as like you're helping that person engage their newest brand partner and helping them earn. We all succeed together. So it takes that. It just does. Especially if your business is growing fast because people don't know what in the world they're doing. They're just making money. And that's why the system's so good. So does anybody have anything they want to add to that? Maybe? No?
Yeah, I do. I appreciate you and Susan because I told her today, I said, I'm ready to be a Walmart greeter the way I've been at work lately. I said they've been killing me, and I don't have time. And when I get my lunch break, which is 10:30 in the morning to 11:30, I got to sit down and eat, 'cause I don't sit down for my 8 hours at work. And I'm like, we're short staffed and they're overbooking us, and it has been nothing but chaos since I got back from Destin. So
Yeah. And it's hard when you have that full-time job, you know,
yeah,
because I've been there. It wasn't long ago, you know, to do this like I was doing it, you had to put in 16-hour days, you know, but now, gosh, it's so much easier. And then with Susan was off today, she was able to go in and do a lot of behind the scenes work, and she figured out, you know, that the lady was ordering singles. We were like, hey, we need to talk to her. So we got right on it. So it always takes somebody to be able to drive. Amy, I'm muting you. Doing some background noise. It always takes somebody to drive that whenever you know, whenever there's business growth. There has to be. And just so y'all, the lady Robin, and this is another thing I want everybody to understand. The lady Robin that joined us, she was actually a customer of somebody from my pay line, but she signed up under my power line. The reason is,
come here, Max.
She was purchasing drops from somebody that was on my pay line, and that person does not understand that they need to offer their customers a discount and let them make a decision if they want to remain a customer or become a partner, or somebody else will and they'll lose them. So that brand partner that's on my pay line lost a customer and a potential partner because they did not share with Robin that she could get them cheaper. She went into Kelly's hair salon to get her hair done and saw the boxes of drops in the salon, and said, hey, I take those. And Kelly says, oh, okay, well, I sell them. She said, well, I'll start getting them from you. And so Kelly says, well, you know, you can get them for a discount. And that's what started that conversation. So she joined Kelly. So always make sure, work the system the way it's designed. Between box 1 and box 2, when you're following up with your customers, when they're having their success, get them on that 3-way call. Get them on that validation call to offer them the opportunity to save money on their purchases. Because even if they decide not to, okay, that's fine. They can still remain your customer, but at least you gave them the choice and they know about it, and they won't go somewhere else. And that's why I preach that to everybody on my team. But some people just like that retail money and they try to hang on to it, and it's going to cost them in the end.
That's tough with the people who order 4 boxes or multiple boxes.
What do you mean, like customers? If they order 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just need to be a partner.
Yeah.
Because they'll save so much money.
Yeah, I just can't get people to do that, to get on a subscription. That's just like an evil word. When I mention subscription,
I don't want you to mention subscription to anybody.
Okay.
All I want you to do is get them on the phone with me and Kim.
And they won't. I can't get them. I want you to talk to Kim or David, because they...
Okay, do this. Say, when do you have time for me to call you? Just leave it like that.
Or just put them in a group text. Don't say nothing about it. Just put them in a group text and say, hey, so-and-so, I got my friend Kim on here with us.
So they can explain to you how to save money.
Yeah, I mean, and brag on their success and say, you know, I want Kim to hear your success stories or something like that. Yeah. Or David to hear your success stories.
Right. So Miss Patty, and I mean this for everybody, I'm not singling you out.
That's okay.
Your job is to set the appointment, not to sell the product. When I'm talking to anybody that I'm prospecting, my job is not to sell the product. My job is to set the appointment. That's true with everybody. Todd Rowland does the same thing. Everybody does the same thing. They get them on that call. That's the secret to being successful. If I try to do it by myself, I have about a 30% success rate. If I bring somebody in, I could bring you in, Miss Patty. I could bring Susan in. It doesn't matter. Kim. If I bring somebody else in, my success rate jumps to 80 to 90%. That's just the psychology of the sales in this industry. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I just know that's what works.
I'm just not finding my groove. I'm just I don't know.
Just don't tell them it's a
I
three-way
can't
call.
explain it.
Just call us and be like, oh, hold on a second. Here's some, Kim calling me. I'm gonna merge her in. You got to meet her, and then just call Kim and merge her in, or whatever. That's what I do sometimes. So, any questions on that before we move on? No? Okay. All right. So I want to figure out where is my whiteboard on here because I need to, I want to show something. Post tools, maybe? No. I saw whiteboard. There it is, whiteboard. New whiteboard. See if y'all see this. I'll try to do this with a mouse. This is probably not going to be pretty. Okay. Y'all seeing the whiteboard?
Yep.
Okay. So we want to talk about goals. If you're new here, these numbers are important. This is what Kim does. This is what I do. This is what Susan does. I'm sure there's many other on here. I think Sarah probably knows this. These numbers are on her radar, but everybody that is doing this as a business should know these numbers. All right. So the first, where did my number go? There we go. I need a like a pen and I can write on my mouse pad. What happened over there? I didn't do that. I did not do that line over there. Okay. So your first goal on your pay line. Hey, I didn't do that either. Your first goal on your pay line should be 1,667 points. Does anyone besides Susan can tell me why?
Because I think that's when you open up the matching.
Not matching, but
Not
you're on the right track.
Savings bonus.
Savings
Savings.
bonus.
Yep, whoever said
The-
savings bonus is right. So that gives you $250 in base commission. When you get $250, how much do they match?
15%.
15%. This is a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be.
Yeah, because there's stuff that's over where you're writing at. Well, we can't see it all.
You can't see my writing?
I can see part of it, but like a part of my screen says over here for like where I could write on it or following David Daughtry stop. It's crazy.
I see it all.
You see it all? Okay. Well, I'll keep going. I see, I'm only writing on a little bit of my screen. I don't know why I'm getting all
If
these
you have
other-
the chat on, tap the chat and it'll make your screen open up.
Okay. So the next number that you want to look at is 3,334 points on your pay line. All right. Anybody but Susan.
That's discrimination, man.
I know you know it because we talk about this every day.
You're right, because I'm almost there.
What does that mean? Anybody know?
Optimized your pay line.
No.
No.
We're not. That's about a third of the way through to optimization.
I thought you said 1,334.
3,334.
Okay, I don't know.
That's a $500 commission, base
There you go.
commission,
That's
And
a
it-
$500 base commission.
and it opens up your next generation.
That's right. So it opens up your fourth generation of matching bonus.
Miss Patty should have been banned from answering that too.
He didn't mention my name.
All right, Patty, you're banned from the next
All
one.
right, I'm
Susan called
fine.
you out. All right, the next one is 6,667 points on your pay line in 1 week. All right, so anybody besides Susan and Miss Patty, evidently, What does this mean?
Does that open up your 5th generation?
There you go. You got it. You got it. Well, if I do that slow, it makes it square, evidently. That's $1,000 in base commission, and it opens at 5th generation. All right. The next goal. This is your four goals for your pay line. Joe, I'm gonna let you answer this one since you answered a while ago. All right, Joe, what's that mean?
Optimize your line.
That's right. You optimize your line. How much base commission pay is that?
Oh. Is that 2,000?
2,000.
Woohoo!
All right, so you get $2,000 in base commission. What generation does this open?
6.
6 and 7?
Nope, just 6.
Just 6.
Whoop. My T got carried away. 6th generation. What else does it open? It does one more thing. Susan, I'll let you answer this if you know it.
Oh. Can't remember. I heard Ken Bailey talk about it.
It's another bonus for sure.
Yep, income position bonus.
Yeah, that's it.
Income position bonus. Which is currently between $400 and $500 that week. All right, so that's the numbers you need to know on your pay line. So write them down. I don't know if I'd take a screenshot. It's kind of sloppy. But I don't have an ink pen. I'm trying to do it with a mouse. But when somebody joins you, the first thing we should do is start getting them paid and say, we're going to build your pay line to this. Because it's fun watching that that savings bonus grow. That's fun watching that in your back office. I put a savings bonus. There we go. Look, Sarah's your initials. Any questions on that?
That's awesome. Good job.
Yeah. Sorry it's so sloppy. And I don't know where all these little
No.
squiggly lines came from. So. All right. Can I erase that?
Yep.
My initials.
That's what I said. It's your initials, Sarah. All right. So that's the things I wanted to show tonight. Does anybody have anything else they want us to cover?
May I suggest something, David? Because I ran across it today.
Yep.
This Patty. A lot of people get stumped on just bringing in a new person, the new volume bonus, to the point where they don't look at the impact of once you hit ultimate. You don't need the money, you need points under people, right? Let's look at, I know you do this very skillfully with Kim and Susan, where you look at your downline. So when people, many on the call are already ultimate, show an example how you can take, if you're ordering product, you've got all this PV, how you can skillfully put it under someone at the bottom of the tree on a pay line, and how so many people benefit from that PV. Instead of just focusing on helping someone go ultimate, consider how that's going to impact other people in the line, or if you've got the extra PV to put under people. It's more than just earning that new volume bonus, not to confuse people, but y'all do a good job of an effort of trying to make other people make money
on the
We
tree.
do. Susan nailed that today. She knocked it out of the park, by the way.
Well, show us what you did anonymously, Susan,
Let me see here.
where David illustrated.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Y'all see my screen?
Yes.
See if I can find Susan over here. Susan actually called people on her team today. It was like, you need to place your order under this person so you can get paid. And she did that with several people. So she drove paychecks today. Oh, that's wrong.
I just
It's
went
hard.
in and looked to see who had lights on or who had subscriptions running this week and told them if you're ordering App Advantage, you need to order it under this person. Because I kind of knew who their pay leg was and who their power leg was. So I just told them, I said, look, order it under them before you order it under yourself. And that way you're either getting new volume bonus or base commission. And I actually ended up with about 600 base commission points plus some new volume bonus just today by doing that.
Okay. So here's some examples. So I know Susan called BJ and said, okay, BJ, you need to place your order under this person so you can get paid. All right. So Susan, I imagine when you looked at this, you said probably, is line 2 her power line?
Line 2 is her pay line.
The line 2's her pay line. So we know Susan looked and knew that line 1 was her power line. So she knew line 2 was where she would get base commission. So she knew to go to line 2. She said, okay, who has a light on? And she started looking for people with a light on. So Betty King has a light on, but the problem is Betty, yes, I've lost my train of thought. Betty King, here we go. Betty King, the Bettys were messing me up.
Mm-hmm.
She could run it through that order and get Betty King, could get paid, but she wouldn't get Betty King paid because Betty only has one line under her. So she's looking for green lights with 2 lines. But she does know that if Betty Jones ran her order through Betty King, then Betty Jones would get paid on that order. So Susan probably went on down here and looked and kept following and trying to find green lights. Same thing with Trevor. Who'd she order it through?
We ordered it under Denise because I knew Denise was a new person.
Okay.
So she's getting new volume bonus off of Denise, and then we ordered under Trevor as well. So she got base commission off of Trevor.
Okay. So what she did was, Denise is within her first 4 Fridays here, and they're trying to get her to ultimate. So they ordered points through her to get BJ paid 30%. All right. You can only order 2 today. So instead of running everything through there, she ordered the other 2 through Trevor to get BJ paid 15% because it's base commission because Trevor's outside of his window or he's made it to ultimate, whichever. Now let's go ahead.
Actually, they did change the advantage to 8, that you could order 8 per day, but they're just on back order.
Right. Well, and so let's just say, let's say Perry, his light was green. Okay, we're gonna just pretend it's green. And then we're going to say this line has really grown and was really big. Say he had 20 people on this line with a lot of volume going through it. So that would make this one his pay line. So what could have happened if that was a scenario, Perry would be getting paid on these 2 lines as well. On these 2 orders on this line. And since he was getting paid base commission if his light was green, and he's getting paid base commission, Betty Jones sponsored him, so she would get paid matching bonus off of whatever he makes his base commission. So we chase those green lights and we see who has a bracket and who has a pay line and a power line. That's what we look for to see who can we get paid. Because if I'm going and I'm looking down toward Sarah's business, if I go over to Sarah Bellino, let me find Sarah.
Oh, that is so confusing.
I know. This is a whole class by itself.
Just know the concept that it's exciting that you can help other people make money while that one person's making their base commission. It's flowing
Right.
up.
Okay. So if I'm looking at Sarah's, I know line 1 is Sarah's pay line. So if I come over here and I start chasing dots, I see, well, I can't get her paid because nobody's lights on. I can't run them through those accounts. Although her light's on. Only one line, so that won't work. I'm just dropping down. Here's Carletta. No lights on here. That's what I'm looking for. Kimberly Simpson. There's some lights here. There's Miss Patty's account. That's what I follow, but only person I can get paid is Sarah because nobody else has lights on where there's a bracket. All right. So this order I couldn't run through this account because she was running an order there. I could have run it through Kimberly's had I known her password and everything. You know, I could have gone in and done that. But that's what I'm looking for. Now, let's say for some reason, let's go back up this way. Gosh, the street's big.
Hey, talk about why their lights on.
Their lights are on if they have an active subscription of 100 points. Okay? And that means they're eligible to be paid by the company. All right. So I'm looking here. No lights on there. See, I'm chasing. I'm looking at these brackets. I'm looking to see if there's green lights on 2 sides. Here's a good example. There's Shelby. Shelby has a green light here. All right. And this is her pay side. All right. So if I scroll down and look, no more green lights here. I go back up. For Shelby. All right, so I'll come over here and I chase this line. Here's S&J. That's Sheila. Sheila has 2 green lights here. All right. This is a good example of what I would do. And she has green lights on the other side too. Over here. I know that this side is Sheila's power leg. So I know if I run an order through one of these 2, then I'm going to get Sheila paid base commission. So Sheila's going to get base commission if I run an order on that one of those 2 people down there. Which means if she gets that base commission, I'm going to get a matching bonus. But guess what? So is Shelby. Shelby's going to get a matching bonus if she earns base commission. So I'm getting Shelby paid by that because Shelby's the sponsor. All right. Also, this is Shelby's pay line. So not only is Shelby getting matching bonus, she's getting the base commission. She's getting the 15%. Does that make sense? So did that make sense to everybody?
It helps.
It helps. There's a lot there. This takes a while to learn. The pay plan is complex. It's a very good and very fair pay plan. You know, when I started studying, it took me a while to learn how to do this. So for now, if you don't understand that and you need to run an order and you're trying to get people paid, just ask whoever's your upline. It'll eventually get to somebody that knows how to do this. And then have them explain it to you. Because when you start making money by doing this and you see it on your paycheck, the light comes on. You're like, oh, I get it. I see what we did. So that's the best way I know that's how I like to teach it, is just through like when it happens. Patty, that help?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
It was just today, because people were hopping in buying and they were already ultimate and just putting your points somewhere else. You're going to end up getting 15% if they're down in your pay line. And other people between you and them, if it's their pay line, they'll get 15% just off that one order.
Right.
How many people got paid today?
Right. And not only that, you get matching bonus. It just flows up to everybody. So,
But in order for it to get there, we've got to have people with 100 points value on subscription, right?
that light needs to be on for people to get paid. That's right.
See, I've just got like a couple of people, but they don't have, they're not getting 100 point value. So that means their light is not on.
Right. And it may be that we just need to explain to them what all that means, and as far as making money and at least making enough to break even on what they're purchasing, you know?
Okay.
So,
No, thank you, David.
yeah, anytime we probably need to train on this at some point, just extensively, just the pay plan and how to work the pay plan. I'll save that for Kim. That'd be one for her to do.
She does a good job on it.
She does. Yep. I don't know how in the world to stop my screen share now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. That was just covering it up. There we go. All right, y'all. Well, that was a lot of information. Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Good information, David.
Very good.